G'day mate and welcome back to Capital Ministry with me, JD. In our last episode, we went through and did a couple more upgrades. Did a couple of little minor things, went and put in at least the plans for another copper smelter, along with the plans for another glass smelter. Also made sure that our graphite was a constant supply, because although we're collecting a lot of CO2, we're converting a lot of that into graphite to make sure we can feed all our arc furnaces. The chances are we're not collecting enough, so we put in a backup supply, turning the good old-fashioned coal into graphite to make sure we had enough to feed all the arc furnaces we had planned on the map. Now today I need to do a couple of things. One, as always, I need to fix some production problems, because of course with the upgrades we applied last episode, we sort of need to look at the other lines that those upgrades are also attached to. At the same time, I do want to upgrade all the iron smelters, all the steel smelters into arc furnaces, and to set up all their exhaust scrubbing all in a single episode, because it should be easy, it should be simple, it should be fine. By the same token, we should probably look into our power network, because although we have a lot of free power, it's not really constant power. But we do have a whole bunch of nuclear reactors, which should be our primary source of power. If anything goes wrong, the catch is we haven't looked at them in a little while, and we're about to add in a whole bunch of arc furnace Mark IIs, which each use 5.5 megawatts apiece. So we should probably look into that. Yes, but of course, before I get into any of today's content in today's video, and it asks the very important question, of course, that is, well, can I borrow luck? I just like to borrow luck. I like to borrow luck early in the video. Not happy with the video, didn't enjoy the video. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a hammer. Well, you can upgrade the furnace by hand. As always, at the start of every episode, I like to thank those that go above and beyond, those that choose to support the channel. And today is no different. I need to find the poor little truck that keeps getting buried under the big trucks. I need to thank the wonderful Major Lord, who has chosen to become a YouTube member, chosen to support the channel, chose a camera over here. Also chosen to refill the diesel tanks of the big diggy boys that are trying to clear a bit more room for more housing, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. Pretty sure we're going to need to expand the housing once again. Also need to look at our teraflops problem, also our low supply of electronics 1, which was caused in the last episode. Because when we upgraded a few other things, you, go, beauty, cool. Yep, no. Why do you have a tick on you? Pause. No idea why you have that on you. All right. When we went and upgraded maintenance and also upgraded, our electronics and everything else, electronics 3 and our microchips, we caused a small problem. We don't have enough electronics 1. So we need to fix that problem. I'm going to fix that problem first off by upgrading you. Also, at the same time, I'm going to, add another build on the end. I figure it's probably time we add another build. We're probably going to need the extra throughput, but also at the same time, so I don't cause myself future problems we're going to have to deal with, we should do some maths. We can see that these guys are outputting 48 electronics, also need 48 copper and 12 rubber. So, 2 of these are 50, so that's 50, 100, 200, 50 each, 100. 100, 200, 300, 400. So I need to have 400 copper coming in. Also means that that belt needs to go faster. Also, that belt needs to go faster. In fact, if you're going to use 100, that means you need to be a 200 belt, so we have enough throughput. You're going to need 200, so that means that belt has to be faster as well. Also means that belt and that belt by default have to be faster. Also means our output has to match our input, so you're going to have to be faster, you're going to have to be faster, you're going to have to be faster, and you're going to have to be faster. I think that's right. Let's just upgrade the belts, double check. So we have blue. Come on. Blue, red. We have blue, red. Cool. That should give us the throughput we need. On top of that, our rubber demand. So we have 12, 24, 48, which means this one's 60, so it also means I'm just going to upgrade those 2 belts to be sure. Also means rubber again, I have 12. Hang on. 12. 2 of them's 24. 4 of them, we'll call it 50. And then 8 of them is 100 rubber. As for rubber making, these are making 18 apiece. So we have, we'll call it 20. We have about 80 rubber being made. I think 100 would be a little bit better. So we're going to upgrade, we're going to build these 2. Also means that I need to look at my belts again. So we have 2040 rubber, which is fine on a 60 belt, but then after I add another 2040, that gives me 80, which means I need to upgrade that belt as well. Cool. All right, so that's the first thing we need to do to improve this. But it also means that this is now chewing an awful lot of copper. An awful lot of copper. In fact, if we go back to our copper mass, we're chewing 50 machines, so that's 100, 200, 300, 400. I'm using 400 copper in this build. I am making 24, 48, we'll call it 100. I'm making 1, 2, 3, 400 copper total. I'm also using copper for PCBs. I'm also using copper for microchips. In fact, you guys output 16 microchips, which need, well, 4 rubber, 8 rubber, 12 rubber, 16 rubber, copper. I need 16 copper for every 16 microchips, and I'm outputting 64 microchips, which means you need 64 copper, which also means that you need another 6, so we've got 64, 70, 76, 82, 88, 90, we need about another 100 copper. Also means that this belt has to be guaranteed to be 200, and that belt has to be guaranteed 400, which leads us to our next problem. We're going to add a dedicated belt for our electronics 1 and our, well, everything else. Our electronic, our PCBs plus our microchips, we're going to have them on their own dedicated belts. There, and there. And then I'm going to rip out that little joining belt. So we have a dedicated 400 belt going into electronics 1, and then a dedicated 200 belt going into, well, everything else. Also means I need to get another smelter running. So we're going to build the smelter that we planned in the last episode, which should be a case as easy as dragging the uni button over the whole thing, and it should just fire up. Providing I planned it out correctly, providing I hooked in everything correctly, it should just work. Hopefully. Yeah, you have material. You have sand, you have graphite ready to go. We already know water's hooked in. We already know at the other side, because we used a whole lot of copy and paste, we're going to have exhaust pump out and also steam, so we're good to go. It's also more power and more teraflops we've added onto the system. Yay! We can also see, whilst we're here, that electronics 2 is not full, which means I need more electronics 2. So we're going to upgrade you and upgrade you. And then because it is a 2-to-1 ratio, I'm also going to upgrade one of these guys. I could just build another one on the end, but honestly, the robotic assembler Mark IIs use a whole lot less power. In fact, actually no, they use, hang on, you use 250 and 2, and you use 408. So actually, they're even more efficient. Yeah, maybe we should just upgrade half of these guys and turn off the other half. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. As for you guys, you're going to need 24 plastic, which is, hang on, you're going to need 64 plastic, plus you're going to need 1250 plastic, so we need at least a more than 200 belt into this point. So we're going to upgrade you, and that should solve that problem. PCBs wise, you're outputting 48 PCBs on a 60 belt onto a 200 belt. That should be fine. You guys are bringing in polymer, which also, no, stops here. So polymer, we've got 12, so that's 12, 25, 50, 100, 150 on a 200 belt. That's going to be perfectly fine. Plastic should be fine. I have no idea when we have a Mark III belt right here, but we do. Glass wise, ooh. So you use 24, you use 50, so then you use another 50. So you're using 100 glass. No, we're on a 200 belt. That should be fine. So we're using 250 glass at this point. We're fed with a 450 belt. There's glass going that way as well. So that should be fine. Copper, it's 12. It's not a big number, so that should be fine as well. So that should solve those problems. This should eventually blink out after, well, it has a chance to restock. Okay, so that solves that problem. We've already solved the rubber plant problem. We also noticed that we have exhaust right here that we need to pick up in the future, but that is going to be the main topic of today. I need to solve the exhaust problem because, well, we have, nope, wrong button. I have this button. Pollution, last 100 years. We can see we're up at 8. We've dropped it down to about 4.9, 4.8, but we still have a little bit of exhaust. Like everything on this side of the map is still dumping piles and piles of exhaust out. We have our pipes that we laid in the last episode. We're actually going to get them built, because once they're built, it means I can click on one end of the pipe and it will highlight the other end of the pipe, and then we can sort of work out which pipe's going to go where. Because I have 3 pipes. We already remember from last time that I have... you, stop filling. Yes, stop filling. I have, well, a whole lot of exhaust. I have the oxygen furnace. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 of these guys outputting 36 exhaust each, which is 432 exhaust. Plus, we're going to have our arc furnaces. Now, our arc furnaces are going to have a lot less exhaust in them, and this is why we're going to choose to use them. Unfortunately, they also need a whole lot more power. Can I flip you that direction? Cool. And I'll put one here as well. We'll set our recipes, and them being not that recipe, but that recipe instead. Copy paste. Okay, so you guys are going to have, we're going to call it 12 exhausts. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of them. I think I'm going to have 16 multiplied by 12 exhaust, which means I have about 200 exhaust on that pipe. I will also have half that in the amount of steam. So I have about 100 steam that I have to deal with. So our little pipes, we need to decide which pipe's going to be which. I think this one would be logical if it was the, well, oxygen furnaces, because it's out by itself, all right? Which then means I think the pipe right below it. The pipe right below it should probably be our exhaust pipe. So it would make sense if these two are going to be exhaust, because they're beside one another, and therefore this one's steam. If that's the case, let's take our exhaust and let's plug it straight in. We're going to bring you... Can I just... I really don't want you to go around. I want you to go over. Okay, if I click there, and you will go over. Okay, thank you for going over. We're going to bring out our exhaust, and I need to plug into one of those green ports right there. So we'll bring it here, and then we'll run you straight into there. Okay, that's one of these 2 exhausts plug in. Can I actually? No, I can't. That's a shame. No, I want to cut that tile. If I cut that pipe, yeah, let's do that. That way I've placed in the one right beside it. Cut that. I only want to cut one of those, but the other one that goes right beside it is going to go right beside it. Yep. I'm going to plug that in there. Cool. That's that and that plugged in. So we're going to build you and build the little cuts I put in there and the last one, which means this one's steam. So if you're going to be steam, I'm going to take you up to max height as well. Rather than running over, I think I'm going to run across to here. And then I'm pretty sure that's a steam pipe. That is a steam low pipe. Cool. So we can plug you in as well. All right, so we now know that... We click on the middle one. We now know that the top one is going to be exhaust, the bottom one is going to be steam. Okay, with that little bit planned out of the way, I need to remove a whole lot of smokestacks. So we're going to remove you 2. We're going to hold control and move those 2. Plus that one, plus that one, plus that. And that pipe, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, that, and that, and that as well, plus you, and you're already plugged in. Okay, so we already decided that this pipe here was going to be our exhaust pipe. So let's run this out to where it needs to be. Pipe 2. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to use this space. So we're going to intentionally run this way, and you're at height 3. Okay. Yep. Straight through to there, up a tile, and then we'll dump that into there. Okay, that's our exhaust. That's our exhaust for, well, all of these guys. Now, these guys don't want that pipe on there, do want that built. These guys need to have this little pipe added. This little funky little pipe here that's just going to pop up and above. Now, I don't like copying and pasting things. Not when it comes to belts, etc. Because generally, the game will try to add extra supports. Even if we don't need extra supports, even if there's no way to add extra supports, the game likes to add extra supports when you copy and paste things. So I only copy and paste things when really the game has no option. There is no way to add an extra support. I also don't like connectors on the end. So let's upgrade you, also upgrade you, so I don't have a stupid connector hanging out right there. Okay, so that's going to be our exhaust. Our exhaust is hooked up for these guys, which is great, and that is already plugged into... You're full of exhaust, you're full of exhaust, you're full of exhaust. You are still full of exhaust and plugged into our balancer, which will then distribute our exhaust. Excellent! But we have a whole lot of blast furnaces that have no way to get rid of their exhaust. So I need to plug in this pipe. This pipe's going to be our exhaust pipe. We're going to actually do the bottom pipe first, so I can see what the hell I'm doing. I'm going to set you to height 1, and I'm going to come to this far end right here, hold down shift, and... What? Yeah, there, height 1, this tile, hold down shift. Okay. Blocked by molten channel. What do you mean blocked by molten channel? I'm holding down shift, you gotta go in a straight line. Straight line, to here, let's go. Height 1. Okay, fine. You happy now? Alright. And I actually want to plug... No, you're going to meant to exhaust. I do not want to plug that in. I want to plug that in there. Cool. So you're going to be our exhaust pipe, right? Gotta double check these things. Nope, you're going to be a steam pipe. Yeah, no, you are going to be exhaust pipe. Okay, so exhaust is going to be the bottom pipe. No, exhaust is the top pipe. Okay, fine. Height... 2, hold down R mode, and this is steam, or exhaust, or one of the two, okay? This is why I built the whole pipe in a whole long straight line so we can double check. All right, go to here, this is exhaust. Okay, so this is exhaust in the top. Okay, so if the top is exhaust, that means I need to fix this little mistake back here. All right, we're gonna remove that little doohickey, come on. Cool. And I want to plug you into there. I want to come up. I want to plug that straight into there. Okay. Also means I want to plug this from there into there. So we know what's what. Okay. With that done, can I build that bit, plus that bit, plus that bit? All right. That gets them built. At the same time, we might as well, because everything's broken, upgrade everything to an arc furnace. Upgrade to... arc furnace, please. Watch all the construction parts disappear and throw some unit problem. Now, when these guys are upgraded, we're going to have a couple of issues. One, we don't have 3 belt inputs at the back. So it means, well, our limestone. Our limestone is obviously... No, cancel. Our limestone is obviously not going to fit here anymore. So I can't have the limestone belt. On top of that, our coal is no longer going to be needed at all. So I need to remove the coal belt entirely. So this being coal needs to be removed. The bottom belt is perfectly fine. We can keep the bottom belt. Flippy. We can keep the bottom belt, but I need to replace the coal belt with this graphite belt. So graphite's going to come through to here. Now, once graphite comes through to there, we need to, well, plug everything into these smelters. Also need to remove all the other belts. So I think first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the belts that I can't plug in, which is you and you. Also, you and you. Now, I do have upgradable smelter designs, okay? I've played Capital Industry. I've played Capital Industry a little bit. I've released a whole bunch of blueprints, and I have an upgradable smelter design, which is very, very easy to upgrade. Unfortunately, the other side of, well, the map where we upgraded the copper and the glass smelters was a little bit of a pain in the butt because, well, I needed to keep the coal line in. In this case, I don't need to keep the coal line. So we're just going to, well, remove all the belts I don't need. And then once they're done, this whole coal belt, yep, from start to end, including this little bits at a different speed, can be removed. The whole lot disappears, which makes upgrading this whole process a whole lot easier. So with that done, we're going to continue our graphite belt at height 1, and we're going to hold down the shift mode. So we're going to go straight through to here. Once we get to here, I'm going to intentionally plug it into the last one, just so it's terminated, and we're good to go. with that done, I do have to do one modification at this end, and that's just because of where the where the belts ended up. Can I remove that, please? And do that, and remove you. Okay, it's just because of how the belts and everything were organized. I need to plug, rotate. I need to plug that in on that side, just so I have enough room that I can copy belts, plug our limestone on this side. So first thing we need to do is remove the coal belt. After we've removed the coal belt, I need to take the limestone belt and plug it into every single machine. I'm not going to do these two because I don't think we're going to keep those two. And we should be able to plug you into there, you into there, you there, that one there, and that there, and that there, and that there. Now I could copy and paste this. I could copy and paste this 100%, but it means the game is going to add. It's going to add a whole bunch of supports all over the back of this build that we don't need. We'd never needed them, but the game adds them anyway. Hence, I don't like, I don't like that at all. So I choose not to copy and paste these parts of these builds. I prefer to build them by hand. One thing I do copy and paste is we do need to run water into these guys. Now, water in these guys is going to go bottom to top. No, it's going to go top to bottom. Top to bottom, that gives me a better curve. Now, this part I'm happy to copy and paste because, well, the game can't add any more supports in here. We can see as I try to put this down, it tries to add a support in the middle, but it can't because you can't have, a support between two connectors. Otherwise, if the game could, it would. I'm going to add one here. I'm going to add that one there. Okay, I'm going to remove you. We're going to copy you. We're going to flip you. We're going to put you there. I'm not going to build you because I don't think I need to build you, but that's step one. Step two is we need a flat belt now, which I need to plug into you, and I need to plug into you. Plus, I need to plug into you, and you, and you, and you, and that one. Nope, that one. Nope, that's wrong. There, and there. Plug one in there. Another one in there. You and you were never building. You in there. You, it's not awkward at all. Trying to reach down between these buildings, and we're done. Okay, with that done, we can then throw uni at the problem, and I will build the back end of that one at least. And I will build all of those. Yep. You know what? I'm even going to build the whole back end of that one. Cool. Recipes wise, copy and pasto presto. There to there. Cool. That's our recipe set. But we have exhaust I can't deal with, and also steam I can't deal with. So if we come back to our pipes, we know your exhaust. We also know your exhaust, and therefore the bottom one steam. So I need to grab a pipe. We need to go exhaust, out of exhaust to the top pipe, out of exhaust to the top pipe, out of, nope, the bottom pipe. Remove and remove. Okay. We need to go out of the one, whoop, no, come on. Out of there, into there. Out of there, into there. Cool. Then I can do the top one, which is steam, into there and there. That feels wrong. That is wrong. Your exhaust, your exhaust. Okay, so the top pipe is exhaust. Okay, out of you, into there. Out of you, into there. Normally I do them the other way around. That's the issue. Your steam and your... No, you're wrong. Okay, your steam. Cool. Now, this is, again, one I'm more than happy to copy and paste because the game can't add any more supports in this area. Okay, we're all supported up. There are no more that it can shove in. Hence, it doesn't change anything. So, we should be able to turn these guys on. I build that, and that. Cool. Alright, so that starts that process. I sort of want to cut it out. Then again, just leave it there. Can I set you to delete and remove all of that? Yep, I need that whole box to go away. Alright, as for these ones, I can't copy and paste because they have slightly different molten channels. This one we can see we're coming out of the right hand molten channel. This is also the right. Oh, we're going 2 tiles forward. Here we're going 1 tile, then we're turning. So the game does complain. But if I go bottom pipe, top pipe, top pipe, bottom pipe. Oop. And then I should be able to copy and paste, and we should be able to go to there, to there, to there, to there, and to there. Cool. That should be everything we need, apart from the last one. The last one's already plugged in. I just need to remove that. And can I get that pipe, and then all of those pipes done? Alright, with that done, you guys should be able to dump your exhaust into the wonderful exhaust pipe, and come on, when is this happening? Working, you have exhaust, excellent. Working, has exhaust, excellent. Exhaust comes this way, and displays into the exhaust grid and is dealt with. That's all I need. Alright, low supply of electricity. I already fixed that. Didn't I? Ooh. 12, which is 24, which is 60 technically at the next one, but I'll build that there anyway. So that's 12, 24, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. We technically need this belt to go faster. Yeah. That's the only change I need. Maybe Polly? Polly shouldn't need to go faster. Polly should be fine. Polly should be fine. I'm reasonably confident in Polly's fineness. Okay. Electric 1 is happy. So, you know, we got half the mission done. Alright, so that should be not enough teraflops. I'm working on it. Should be exhaust. Should also be steam. Okay, steam is now going to come over here. It's going to disappear into the steam pipe. The steam pipe is set to send all the steam over to you guys first, which is going to make a whole bunch of water. And if you can't go that way, you're then going to come this way and you're going to disappear into this system. But I'm not done. I'm not done. There are more things that we need to do. First thing we need to do is this system makes water. So because it makes water, I need to do something with water. Technically, I don't need to do anything with the water, but I could do something with water because this system, well, it runs the steam into you guys to make water because we're going to need water to run the arc furnaces. But if we can't run the steam into there, it runs the steam into here. Once you run the steam into here, we create, well, mechanical force, which then creates mechanical power, which then creates power, which we can then use to run the arc furnaces instead. So this system is a self-balancing system. It means I'm never going to have a situation where I can't dispose of the steam and it's going to be turned to water first, which means I have a very large tank full of a lot of water, which is good because I could do with more water in the crater. We don't really have access to any good water sources in the crater. Consequently, I've used a lot of groundwater pumps. Now, groundwater pumps are fine unless your game was suddenly played with a very, very long drought that never went away. At which point, groundwater sources might dry up. So I prefer not to survive on them. I prefer not to have them. I prefer not to deal with them. And we have this pipe that's been laid in here for the water with the plan of bringing it over to here. Now, over here we have the wonderful poop system. Wonderful poop system, wonderful trash system. It does a whole lot of things. But more importantly is the start of the Schrodinger pipe. The Schrodinger pipe is a pipe that may have water in it, may not have water in it, but possibly has water in it, should have water in it, but there is a chance it might not have water in it. We don't know how much water is or is not in the pipe at any one stage. Because we have trash burning, which requires water. It also makes some steam. The steam goes over into a couple of thermal desalinators, which turn the not a lot of steam into a whole lot of clean water. The whole lot of clean water is used to also run, well, the exhaust scrubber, which is going to output some low pressure steam, which also goes into, well, a thermal desalinator to convert into even more water, and all that water ends up in this tank. So we'll call this tank, well, the start of the Great Schrodinger pipe. Escapade? Yes, no, not escapade. Saga, yeah, the start of the Schrodinger pipe saga. So the water comes into this balancer, which is going to force the water into the tank. The tank is going to feed the exhaust scrubber water, plus it's going to feed the incinerator plant's water. That's very, very important. Any water that we can't put into the tank and back into the system flows into the next balancer. As we can see, we have two very large pipes to make sure we don't have any throughput issues to plummet to here. That pipe comes over here and it merges into this balancer buried on here, which then gives us lots and lots of water to add to the clean water supply, because well, the people drink an awful lot of water, but they also poop out an awful lot of water. Of the water they poop, we recover some of the water, not quite all the water. For 160 in, we get 128 back out, so we need to pipe water back in. So that's what the second balancer does. And then, as you can see, we have two pipes continue on to the very next balancer because, well, we still have water we potentially didn't dispose of. That plumbs into, well, another two pipes. This one coming this way. This is going to pop over here, and it's going to come over here, and it is, well, feeding the farm. Also, technically, it's feeding the Tomb of Captains, because we have the poop system. Now, the poop system creates a whole bunch of poop. One of the byproducts of the poop is the fuel gas. Now, the fuel gas, you might say. Fuel gas comes over here and runs a boiler. Okay, it's a good way to get rid of, well, all the fuel gas. Now, that boiler creates more steam which we use to create more water. Now, that water also flows into, well, the Great Sugar Pipe Saga. Yeah, so we have more water that we need to deal with at this start point, and this system can't back up, because if it backs up, well, the trash will back up, the poop will back up. If we can't get rid of the water, we have serious problems. On top of that, we also have another boiler that's using more water to make more steam, that also is being turned into more clean water, which is burning off the biomass, so like the organic trash from the people. Now, all of that, well, also runs into the mixer too, which is converting biomass to compost, and the compost we're adding with a bit of water from our sugar and pipe setup, which again feeds the farm, this time with fertilizer, not with water. Now, the farm makes flowers. The flowers go into the Tomb of Captains, which is fed to the fuel gas from the poop system, and hence this is all tied together, and this means I have a pipe right here full of water that I can't let back up, because, well, the overflow water starts the Sugar Saga, which pops over here and continues on to our first stop. Now, this is the first stop of many, but this is the most important stop. This is the point where I have a balancer which is going to prioritize in water from, well, the previous step, i.e. further back in the sugar and pipe, and then possibly adds extra water from some groundwater pumps if the system needs more water. What I'd like to do is I'd like to remove that system. I'd like to remove dependency on those groundwater pumps, and instead I would like to put in a balancer here and have this pipe being, well, the pipe from our water supply, from our exhaust scrubbing, build, pop into this balancer. Now, once it pops into, come on, I need you to finish building. That pipe. It pops in from this water tank. This water tank that should be full in a system that is allowed to back up. So if it does back up, it's not the end of the world, whereas the other system backs up, it is the end of the world. It brings water to here. Now, what I'd like to do is I would like to trim from there to there, and then, come on. I want to run a pipe from there to there, and a pipe from there, not to that pipe, there to there. Cool. I want to build that. Now, I want you to prioritize in from, well, the start of the Schrodinger Saga, because, like, if this backs up, bad things happen, and I'm not sure how much water's in that pipe. I'm not sure if there's even water in that pipe at any one stage, and then we can continue that water on. Once the water's continued on, it's going to come in this balancer. But because I've added a large tank of water that we make like 500 water per minute or whatever it was, I don't need to have these guys anymore. Which means, of my 23 workers I have available, I can add a few more to the system. I can also recover 120 kilowatts worth of power for every single one of these I have. Also removes my reliance on, well, groundwater. So you're going to come in here, you are going to have a priority in, which is fine. We don't need to change that because you only have one in. And you are going to have, well, priority outs into all of these guys to make sure we have plenty of acid to, well, make sure the acid's full, because the acid pipe comes over here and it does glass, plus does all the copper smelting. So it's pretty important that that actually exists. And then the well, sugar and water pipe continues, and it's going to pop all the way through here, all the way around here, over to here, where we have another split off. Now, this have a priority in from, well, sugar and water pipe, and then we stop some water right here because it needs to go into the concrete mixers to make bricks, which need water. But it means, once again, I can save myself another 250 kilowatts, plus another 4 workers by removing that. Now, it does mean that, well, the water pipe must continue, and it's going to pop over here. Now, once it goes over here, it's going to pop into, well, this slot, where we just built all these arc furnaces. Yeah, I really don't like the look of you. Can I just remove all of that? And that. Oh, that makes me feel a little bit better. No, even better now. Up, up. Better again. Cool. It's going to continue into here where, well, we have a lot of water. We need to make sure these guys are full of water. And then once it's finished in there, it's going to continue around the back and it's going to come back here and it's going to run all the cool casters and make sure they have water too. Because it's important that everything here has water. Also, it's important that that bell gets upgraded. Holy crap. How long has that been like that for? You guys output 24 each. So that's 24. That's 50, which means that belt needs to go faster. That's... two of them are 50. Okay, so 50, 100, 200. We're going to upgrade you. I'm going to upgrade you. Not that I need to, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, that should fix our steel problem. Okay, so the cool casters are going to use a whole bunch of water. But, I still have water available here, which is good because I still need water inside the crater. We're going to bring our water pipe, our Schrodinger water pipe, which is now, well, definitely full of water because, well, it's not a Schrodinger pipe anymore. I've definitely filled it up with water now. It's always guaranteed to have water in it. And we're going to bring the pipe over to here. Once we get to here, we're going to pop around, or around all of that, right past the broken glass box. Be careful, it's sharp. And bring the pipe to here. You know, I want to bring the pipe to here. Remove that. All right, because I have another spot where we're pumping out more groundwater into, well, our cooling for our servers because we need more teraflops. I need to upgrade this system. Now, to upgrade this system, I need to provide more cooling towers. Problem is, if I extend out the cooling towers a little bit, trucks can't get through here. So I need an alternative option. An alternative option not only to have water, which we've now done, but also an alternative option to make sure that I can get some more cooling towers in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this little system, because this little system works great. I've got no complaints with this little system, but I want to put it there, and then I want to put a friendly one right beside it. Now, I don't need this pipe. That was the Schrodinger water pipe. I don't need that pipe, and I don't need that pipe, because it's not going to have any hot water return. In fact, I don't need that pipe, because we're not going to be putting cool water out the back of this little system. I'm going to be taking the cool water that we make inside... inside of the next row of cooling towers, and I'm going to plug it into, well, the first row of cooling towers. And then all I need to do is I need to come in here and I need to have you flippy, and you flippy, and you flippy, and then this cooling tower should be able to support these cooling towers with more cooling. As you guys output 24 apiece, that is 24 multiplied by, no, it is 450 divided by 24 is 18. I can support up to 18 cooling towers, water chillers on a single pipe. So we're no the limit now. I've got, well, 16. So yeah, we should be fine. But it means as long as this has water in it, it does. It means I can now remove you, and you. And then I can take my marvelous creation and paste it right there, and it should just plug in and work. Okay, because it plugs in and works, I need to actually build it so we can add some more servers, and I'm going to build all the pipes because I sort of want the pipes to be able to fill up and buffer up some water, and all the cooling pipes. And can I remove that, please? And then I think I'm going to add 2 more cooling towers, because I think I'm going to add 2 more data centers. So if I copy those 2 and jam them on there and build those, we can see that, well, you're full of chilled water, which is good. I always want them to be full of chilled water. This is why I intentionally make sure that one of my racks is 1 server short. Therefore, it only needs 23.4 cool water, and you guys make 24. So I make sure I have a little bit of extra positive amount of cool water in the system. And in fact, with you guys now added, I should have an awful lot of extra cool water in the system, except... once these are built, this one's going to empty. All the chilled water in here is going to slump to the back, and well, you're going to be empty, and I have to refill the buffers. Now, there is going to be some cool water in these pipes, which is good. Otherwise, the system goes down. You're full, and you're mostly empty. Yeah, this is why I have the extra buffers. All right, what I do need to do is I need to add servers in here. Can I add that one full and... not very full. Okay, we're out of servers, but I have 900 teraflops available, which is good. I also haven't loaded up the power grid, which I'm also surprised about, because although this says 490 megawatts, that I don't actually have that much power available, because if we go look at, well, this reactor here has 15 megawatts, plus another 15 megawatts, has 30 megawatts hooked up to it, but it ain't spinning, because, well, the reactor is limited to speed number 1, and the steam that comes out of it is prioritized into, well, the oil refinery. This steam is being used to run the oil refinery. There's no steam left over to make any power. So, yeah, that's an issue. Over here, we have, we have the exact same with this reactor. This reactor is set to, pegged to stage 4, but, well, this one's running, and this one's running, and this one's running, and this one's not running. And considering a certain amount of steam is disappearing to this, in fact, it's what, 12 and 12, it's 24. It's not a lot, as these guys use 48 apiece. Auto balance should be on for you guys, please. Please, pretty please, pretty please. Everybody else got auto balance on? Yes, so you were just horrible and had auto balance off. Okay. It does mean that, yes, there is no way I can actually hit 490 megawatts. I think I can hit 400-ish, but also have a couple of other problems when it comes to power in general. The first one being my pipes. So we have your core fuel. That's very good. That goes into reactors. That's full. Also, the lead-in pipes, also full. Can I do that again? Again. Cool. And uni. All right. The next one is spent fuel. Now, spent fuel is a pipe that you do not want to have full, but it has some amount of fuel in it. That's perfectly fine. The next one is blanket fuel. Now, blanket fuel is technically what a fast breeding reactor burns, because, well, the blanket fuel is the fuel you make. Of the core fuel, it's all basically recycled. When you process in your one core fuel in terms of one spent core fuel, and then if we go to our processing facilities, you turn 10 of those back into 8, but also where are you? Also process in, you take in blanket fuel and you output and blanket fuel enriched, and the blanket fuel enriched we turn back into core fuel. So the system's actually positive on core fuel. The only thing it's negative on is blanket fuel. My issue is that's the enriched pipe full of far too much enriched fuel, which is my problem. I also have far too much blanket fuel, that one, but I don't mind having too much blanket fuel. I don't like having too much enriched fuel, because if you can't output the enriched fuel, technically nothing goes wrong. Technically I ignore the problem, but I prefer not to. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to upgrade our tanks. I'd like to give myself some storage. Now, the easiest way to fix this would be take a tank and set a recipe and pick one of the nuclear fuel types. You know, give me room for more core fuel, more blanket fuel, more enriched blanket fuel, more spent core fuel. But you might notice they're not on the list anyway. That is because, well, you can't store them in a tank. What you can do is store them in a long, skinny tank. A very, very long, skinny tank. Right here, we have a tank that holds 201. If I click the upgrade button, it's going to hold more than 201. I don't really care, but I'm going to upgrade you anyway. That way you match. And you, well, you're full, so I'm going to upgrade you as well. And we're going to see that these are going to hold not 201, but they're going to hold 400 and something. Also, they'll move a little bit faster, which doesn't really matter, but it does mean that if I need to get the core fuel spent returned faster, well, I can get it returned faster. Now, the other problem I have with too much blanket fuel is, with too much blanket fuel, it means that you can't process all my spent fuel into blanket fuel. Yeah. So I have a whole lot of nuclear fuel right here that can't go anywhere because the pipe is pretty full. And this is really actually the only way I'm making blanket fuel. You would normally make blanket fuel, but you're definitely paused. I do have balancers and stuff set up, but also, well, yeah, you can't really output the blanket fuel most of the time either, which means you occasionally back up, and therefore I can't process the enriched blanket fuel. So I'm going to do a few things. First thing I'm going to do is, you have 700 in there? Yeah, I'm going to hit this button, which basically means I have turned highly radioactive nuclear waste into something a little bit safer, then put it in a pipe and then deleted it. So you can delete nuclear waste in a roundabout way. You had 201, now you can store 448. Same goes for you, and same goes for you. So we're going to have a lot of the fuels running to the left. Okay, whatever. We're just going to upgrade every pipe again. Yep. Upgrade all those, confirm. Upgrade all those, confirm. Throw unit problem. And why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Okay, you make 48, you make 48, you make 48. So 48 times 3 is 144. The only place we use iron is construction parts 1. And we're using 36 multiplied by 4, which is 144. And you guys are running flat out because you might be full, you're almost full, you're not full. And I just spent 500 parts on, well, you getting a whole lot of arc furnaces. So my choice is to turn on another furnace that's going to run flat out until the box is full, or ignore the problem. We're going to go with ignore the problem because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's fine. If I change the alert to 50%, it still alerts me. 25%? Cool. If it alerts me again, then we need to do something about it. All right. You're upgraded. Yep. So we're going to have all the enriched blanket fuel slump into this pipe. You, if I upgrade you, just make you go faster, and you already have a lot of your fuel slumping into that pipe. Okay, I'm going to upgrade all these a second time because I can. That's really my answer. Yeah, also upgraded that pipe so you hold 16 fuel ready to go into this reactor because it's like on a T intersection, so it's only going to get 50% of the fuel, so I want to make sure it has a decent buffer in the pipe before it feeds in. But that should not fix our power. It should just give me a way to, well, process a bit more of this fuel. Speaking of fuel, I need to unpause you so I can get rid of this retired waste, which needs to be moved to here via trucks because it's not set up with belts. The problem is that's sort of built in. The good news is you're empty and you're empty. So we're going to hold down the control button, remove you. You were processing fuel. You're definitely not doing that anymore. We're going to get rid of you. We're going to get rid of you. You were making MOX fuel. We're not doing that anymore. So we're going to get rid of you and get rid of you. Also going to get rid of you and the box that had the MOX fuel in it. We can also get rid of that and that little bit of shiny and that belt. Also that belt. Cool. Well, that neats the place up a little bit, and it also means the trucks can grab all the retired waste and dump it in this box to turn it recyclables, which should give me room for even more retired waste. You will auto output your retired waste, yes, but these two are definitely not hooked up to belts ready to go. Okay, so that should solve that problem. Our exhaust scrubbing is doing great, and we shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Also, our water should now be supported. We should have plenty of computing power, I hope. And like I said, we haven't red-lighted the grid, which are all good signs. But it does mean that, well, I need to leave the episode here. I think we've got everything done that I need to get done. Our pollution has dropped from 8K down to 2K. It's down to -9. -9. The only things that are still dumping pollution is, well, technically gold smelting. Gold smelting still has a single exhaust stack, which is going to dump out 24. That's not really an issue. Oh, did we grab? We didn't grab these guys. Ah, crap. All right, let's do the quickest pipe ever. You, and you. All right, let's speed build. We're gonna grab a small pipe. Small pipe's gonna go from there to there. You're also gonna go there to there. You're also gonna run from there to there. Cool. We're gonna build, and flip. Okay, so we're gonna run all the exhaust to here. You've got 9 apiece, which is 9. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 80. So we have 80 exhaust in this pipe. Okay, once we have 80 exhaust in this pipe, we're going to run this pipe over here, and then under the gold belt, because, you know, follow your yellow brick road. Because these are robotic assemblers, it means I can run a pipe straight over them without issue, and then we're going to run right beside the yellow brick road again. Once we get to there, we're going to pop over the yellow brick road, and I'm going to intentionally put a support as far away as possible in case trucks need to access that plastic. And then we're going to come to here, which is exactly where plastic is. I'm going to drop the pipe right there. We're going to build said pipe. We're going to remove that smokestack and that smokestack. We're going to upgrade you and throw some unit problem because we already have 80 exhaust in this pipe. With our 80 exhaust in the pipe, we're going to plug that into there. You guys output 24 exhaust each, which is 24, 50, 100, plus the 80 we already have. So we have 180 exhaust at this point. We're going to pop this up to height 2. We're going to come up to height 3 and follow the yellow brick road from there to there to there to there. Then we're going to pop over to, bang, there, there. Then we're going to continue with our yellow brick road and pop under here. Once we've popped under here, we're going to pop back to full height and we're going to drop into this pipe. This pipe has been chosen because this is the exhaust pipe. This is the exhaust pipe that goes to, well, the smelters. The smelters which had about 200 exhaust on a bad day, but realistically they had a whole lot less exhaust. This pipe already has 432 exhaust on it. We can see because it's very, very full. This is very, very empty because, well, half the time they're running recycled goods, so they output even less exhaust. So we're really not worried about the amount of exhaust that's on this pipe. So therefore, if I dump another 180 exhaust into this pipe that already has about 100, maybe 200 on it, then it shouldn't have any problems bringing it here. Now, one thing I do need to do here is we're going to priority out into this system. I do need to, I'm going to priority out into this guy, which is then going to dump that into, well, all 5 of those different exhaust scrubbers. One thing I do need is I do need an overflow. We should always have an overflow in the system. So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to, come on. Just be faster. I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to throw that. Nope, that in there. That there. That there. Cool. Then I'm going to have a 2-pipe segment. And then I'm going to grab a smokestack. I'm going to put a smokestack right there. We're going to build you. I'm going to make sure that you are going to prioritize the exhaust straight through. And you are going to be set to exhaust only. As long as you always have 0 in you and you always have 0 in you, that means you've never been run and we're running it on, well, the system how it's meant to be. Yeah, how it's meant to, designed to be. The exhaust is being scrubbed, it's not being dumped, and also the CO2 is being, well, processed into graphite rather than being dumped. But with all that said and done, I do need to call this video here because I'm over time. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the very next episode where I finally enact my 5-year plan, because I have a 5-year plan. I have a 5-year plan. I have about 5 years, a little bit over, until the year 1000. And I'd like to enact my 5-year plan before we get to the year 1000. But with all said and done, as always, thank you for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.